Cartel, my people, my babies, my dogs. What's going on with y'all boys, man? How y'all boys doing today, man? Y'all doing good? Hope y'all boys are doing well, man. This is your boy Golden Ghost, and welcome back to the Golden Ghost Cartel Do Bibbit, boy. And today it's 3 a.m. bro. So y'all gonna have to let me slide, bro. I'm in my robe. It's 3 a.m. Quick little story time real quick. So a long time ago, back when I was playing Dead or Alive 5 on console, I wasn't really too familiar with doing like force text and stuff like that outside of my main character. My main character at the time for Dead or Alive 5 last round was Rachel, with Rachel having her 2K, her little stomp while you're on the ground. It stomps and it basically acts as a force tech. To make a long story short, I'll put you in a combo, and if you decided not to take off the floor, I would make you get up via a stomp on the ground, which would kick you up. I remember fighting somebody, and I was fighting somebody who basically, I like to call them Ugandan DOA players. And by Ugandan DOA players, I mean they just literally headbutt the stick, headbutt their most powerful buttons that they got at their disposal, and they're just doing it at any given point. They're not trying to hold, they're not trying to play mind games, they're just trying to find the strongest button and just doing that shit, right? I'm fighting somebody playing Unga Bunga, playing Great Ape DOA, playing Ugandan DOA. So I say, okay, cool. I pick Rachel, and because my man's is just out here just pressing big buttons, pressing big highs, I go for the bread and butter special, that being 1 PP. That is the low mid launcher for Rachel, and I go into a combo. He doesn't know how to tech, so I'm hitting 2K and resetting him over and over and over and over again the whole game. And then when the game's over, he leaves. What follows is messages, or I should say hate mail from dude, telling me I'm not good at the game because all I'm doing is one thing over and over again. And I'm like, brother, you're not getting off the ground, bro. Maybe if you would have got off the ground, I wouldn't have to just repeatedly put you in the same scenario repeatedly to the point where you feel like you can't do anything, bro. Because getting up off the ground is also important. Also important. It don't matter which version of DOA you're playing. Anyway, this led to a long back and forth where he eventually ended up calling me the hard R, in which I responded with, clean up on all 5, little nigga, and enjoy your 5 days. Before I proceeded to report his ass to PlayStation. And yeah, I let PlayStation handle my light work after that. So where am I going with all this? What was the point? Well, I figured, considering that this story time just randomly popped in my head at 3 a.m., I thought it would be a wonderful time to talk about the spiritual importance of getting up off the floor. Yes, even in DOA 6, because DOA 6 is very advantageous to lay on the floor and flop on the floor like a fish. That does really hinder you. That does hinder people in a lot of different ways on the offensive side. And like I said in the message I sent to Master, which he said he would send to the devs, it would be a much positive change for people who play the game at a higher level, that want to have that ground game feel of 5, and the older DOAs that have it be from 2 hits to 1 hit for force tech scenarios, without fully going back to how it was in 5, where literally everything was getting people up. But laying on the floor is generally a very good solution for a lot of problems, until you come across a person that does nothing but force tech you, in which there is a way to force tech on DOA 6. So if I were to do a string, right, bing bink, from right there, I'm not going to let you lay on the floor like a fish, because from right there I'm going to put you in a combo that hard knocks down you, and with 2 hits you're getting up whether you like it or not. And from there, I'm plus 23 from the get up. I can throw out a booty bump, I can throw out an offensive hold, I could dash in your face and do a regular throw, I could dash in your face and do a guard break. Being minus 23 on wake up is not the solution that you really want to be at, man. It's just not. Now let's try it now with the CPU actually trying to get up. Look at that. Look at how minus you can make the opponent. You're minus 21 or I should say you, as the person that are taking up, because I tried to commit to a force tech, you are now plus 21. And I got my back turned. You can essentially clap my cheeks for free right now. I might have to cut that out. That analogy's a little bit crazy. And then that was right up there was a good example, because as you guys notice, she didn't take up after initial knockdown. She teched up after the first hit, which is also a good thing considering it takes 2 hits to get you up off the floor. So that basically leads to another layer of the hard commitment. Granted, like I said, I don't agree with this being a 2 hit to make somebody get up off the floor. I think it only should be 1, but since this is the nature of what we have currently, I feel like, you know, that is what we should be keeping an eye on. Hopefully in 6th last round that changes a little bit, and if it does, I'll come back with a follow-up video the same way I'm going to do for my Lisa guide. That's not to say that you shouldn't always be force teching. Just be aware that you should learn it and you should be doing it in order to keep your mix-ups happy. You don't want to be doing the same thing every single time, because let's see. Just like this random, you don't want to be doing the same thing every single time, just off of that, I'm being mind gamed by the CPU. If you do the same thing every time you open yourself up to the read, the ground game in DOA, just in general, not even talking about DOA 6, but the ground game in DOA in general is just another extension of how it is standing up. You need to make sure when you're doing these things, you always want to keep your thing mixed up. It's just another layer of the hidden difficulty of DOA, as I spoke of a long time ago, a couple months back actually, where everything is a mix-up, everything is a different choice that you have to make, everything's a different gamble that you have to do. And basically, how mixy you are and how much you switch stuff up, how much you switch up your pattern, is going to determine if you are the one that's normally on the receiving end or the delivering end of the B2A, the belt to ass. This mix up of patterns and this shifting of patterns also applies to the ground. Sometimes you're just going to want to lay on the floor because they'll be trying to, if you're just trying to get up every single time, you can set yourself up to get steamrolled, because they'll go in a max damage combo, or they'll intentionally drop the combo hoping that you stand up, and the moment you do, you're standing up right into another situation where you're getting either hit or getting guard broke into some nasty shit. If you're just laying on the floor every single time, you leave yourself susceptible to force techs. If you're laying on the ground and trying to go for a wake up kick, then you leave yourself open to either getting whiff punished or getting held. Speaking of wake up kicks, that's one other thing that I want to go over. I kind of want to go over just wake ups in general real quick, if that's all right with y'all. There are different ways you can do a wake up kick. For example, if I try to wake up, and instead of doing just wake up kick, I can wake up by pressing down P. I can wake up by pressing up P. In the midst of me doing down P or up P, you can also do hold for this. I think I like hold a little bit better because it just applies it a little bit better. But you do the tech roll into a wake up kick. See that? You do the roll first, and then you do the tech, or then you do the kick. What this does two things. First of all, the wake up is going to reposition you, which is already a good thing, especially if you're like have your back against the wall or something. Don't nobody want to have their back against the wall outside of specific scenarios in this game. Like Lisa is one of the rare people that want to have her back against the wall and hope you do some unsafe shit so she can get a fucking 60% damage throw. But using the tech wake up can get you out of some nasty scenarios though you're not on the wall on wake up. And then by adding the kick on top of this, mind you, you don't have to just use that just a mid wake up kick for this either. You can do a side roll into a low wake up kick. By doing this, you also delay a little bit of your wake up kick timing, so that way it's just an ever so slight difference, you know, and that ever so slight difference could make the difference between a hold and getting hit. Now, there's one last thing I want to show you before I get off of here today, bro, and that is the wall wake ups. Now, I've been seeing the people who have been playing in not just online, but just across like this the new league that Zachary got going on, just other people that are really just trying to grind and get better at the game. I've been seeing people pick this up, but this is also something that I feel like the newer people should learn, because it took me way too long to figure this shit out. Apparently, you can also wake up off of wall throws, and by wall throws, I'm talking about, you know, the wall throws you get hit by that do massive damage and then they leave you sitting down. So Christy has this crazy wall set up where she can just constantly loop it over and over again. But yeah, she has that wall throw which she can indeed loop over and over again if you're trying to commit to a block. And if you try to press a button to try and beat the throw, you always run the risk of getting hit. Yeah, so as you can see, not really the ideal spot you want to be at when you can just get hit over and over again, right? So you're just caught in this spot where you're against a wall where you're either going to get thrown over and over again against the wall due to resets, or you can get reset into a block string. Either you can block and be stuck blocking against the wall, or you're just going to get hit for trying to beat out the throw. So not really good spots you want to be at. So how do we solve this issue? Well, if you press a couple special buttons, that being up or down on your directional pad, and you get something special. You get a side wake up off the wall. See how I woke up and I got off the wall? That was beautiful. And all I had to do was hold down the block button, and now I have a little bit of space between my back and the wall, so I'm not facing the wall no more. Gives me an opportunity to get the F out of there, bro. Then Chrissy's also a special case, considering that she is she's kind of unsafe right there. So I don't even think I need to hold the block button for her. I think I just can hold 7 off a wake up. Look at that. Look, bro, look. I'm gonna do it one more time. I'm doing one more time for the masses. I'm gonna do it doing the other way. Oh, wrong. Come on, Chrissy. Now we're gonna do it doing the other direction. You see how you're able to make her just straight up whiff off the wall? I know that's something that y'all want to see. I know that's something that y'all want to enjoy right there, bro. So make sure that when you're against them walls, bro, and you're getting put in throws that are like have you sitting down in your bum, remember, you have an out, you have an exit, and it's the up and down arrows, bro. It's the up and down arrows. Get yourself off that wall today. Unless you're playing Jan Lee, where he's constantly punch resetting you against the wall. In that case, you're gonna have to make a decision, bro. Godspeed, bro. Godspeed. Sorry, guys, not nothing too extra beyond that, bro. Just something short, something sweet, something right to the point, bro. Hopefully y'all learned something today, bro. And if y'all enjoyed this type of content, y'all want to see more, don't forget to leave a like, comment, share with your friends, hit the hype button, all that good stuff, man. As always, subscribe for some more from the Golden Ghost Cartel. And don't be like that guy that said the hard R to me on PlayStation Network, bro. Because it's not cool, bro. It's not cool. You know, I was gonna have a punchline for that, but I can't find one. It's just, racism is so sped, bro. Like racism is so low IQ, bro. Y'all take care. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all have a good one, man. Deuces.